Welcome to the Midnight Copper Cabin. We did this full build of this cabin from start to finish. Full video is actually coming out soon. But in today's video, we're watching how we're going to be mudding, texturing, and painting. Basically, the nastiest work of the build. Why I say nasty? Because not everybody enjoys sanding drywall, which I'm talking about myself. Watch the transformation in 20 minutes, which took me multiple days to do and accomplish. But it's definitely worth it from where it looks like right now and what it will look like here in the future. First things first, I don't know how all the mudders do it out there, but the way I was taught is to always pre-cut your butt joints on the angle and fill in with hot mud. That way both of the sheets bond together better. And you do this before you apply the tape, obviously. So I went around and cut all the butt joints and all the broken sheetrock that was damaged to get ready to fill everything with hot mud. And as you can see, some of the drywall had pretty big holes.
Wow, what a hole.
I've seen a lot of drywallers leave all the broken sheetrock pieces and just mud over them. I'm sure that probably works for somebody, but we live in Alaska and any slight movement will crack. So that's why we fill everything with hot mud. That way it has a strong bond and less chance of breaking or cracking in the future. Throughout this video, I'll be talking about the mudding kit that I'm using. So this kit that I bought is called a Poor's Man's kit. And what you can see is I'm sucking up mud with a syringe to do my first coat, to do fire tape on the seams. So this kit is very affordable. And if you're doing small jobs, this is the way to go. I wouldn't recommend buying this toolkit if you're actually a professional mudder and you do mudding as your daily job. This kit is very small, has limited amount of items in the kit, but it does work for small little jobs and it's very easy to use. Here's the kit. It's $1,100 depending where you buy it. On Amazon, it's $1,100 roughly. It comes with 8 different pieces of tools inside the kit, and it's all the tools that you need basically to get the job done from start to finish. In this kit, there's a syringe to apply mud for all your corners, exterior corners, interior corners, your butt joints, your seams. The next tool is a mud seam fill, and this fills the mud before for applying your tape on all the butt joints and all the seams. And this is what you will see me using in the video right now. All the rest of the tools in the kit I'll be showing throughout the video, so make sure you watch the full video to see how all the tools perform and what else kind of tools I use for this job. So the way it works is actually pretty easy. Once your syringe is full of mud, you put on the mud fill tip and you just squeeze the syringe and it will apply the mud for you right onto the seam. And you put your paper right onto the wet mud that you just applied onto the seam, and you use a regular 6-inch knife to squeeze out the mud from underneath, and that's pretty much it.
That's it. That's it.
Well, enough of talking. I told you guys you'll watch me work, so now sit back and watch me work. And just like that, we're on to the next step, which are the inside corners. So for this step, I'm using all the tools provided in the Poor Man's kit. First tool is the syringe, the tip for the syringe for the inside corners, and we're using the inside corner roller and the 2.5 inch putty knife for the inside corner. I'm not going to talk too much about this step. I think it's fairly easy. If you watch the video, you use the syringe to put the mud into the inside of the corner. You follow up with putting your paper tape in. Then you use the inside roller, and what it does is it pushes the tape evenly into both sides of your corner, and it squeezes out the excess leftover mud. And then you run your 2.5 inch inside corner trowel, and it will squeeze out the mud, and you clean it up, and it looks really good. Now we're doing all the exterior corners on our walls and our windows. Now these two tips for the exterior corners did not come in the kit, so I had to purchase them separately on Amazon. And by the way, these two tips will do the bullnose corners and the straight corners as well. This step is fairly the same as the inside corner. You use 3 different tools. First, you apply the mud with the syringe. Then you put in your flat or your bullnose corner in, and you use the roller. What the roller does is it squeezes out the mud underneath the paper. It puts it in the corner exactly on 90 degrees. And all you have to do is use your 6-inch trowel to wipe off the excess mud, and that's it. For the windows, I cut all my 45s with the jig that I use. It's cheap. You can get one on eBay or Amazon. Or if you're lazy,
get your lazy behind out here and put that trunk up in the back.
Oh, no, we've got it.
It's very heavy. She don't mind.
Or you can go to Lowe's and Home Depot and buy your corners already pre-made, pre-cut, so you don't have to do it. But if you like me, to save you a trip to the store, you're gonna cut them anyway.
Oh my God, that's it!
So pretty easy steps. The windows are just the same weight of mud as the exterior corners, nothing different. So enjoy. So at this stage, I'm mudding all the screw holes. I did forget to film it more detail, but I do have some time lapse of me doing it, so here you go. So now we're doing the second coat, and there's multiple ways you can do this. You can use just a regular hand spatula, apply the mud, and just wipe it smooth clean. Or you can use the kit syringe to apply the mud on the seam and then wipe it with a spatula and make it flat and smooth. Or you can buy a kit that comes with a 12-inch or a 14-inch box and a mud pump to pump the mud into the boxes. This option is a lot more expensive. Now you're buying more tools to do these jobs. But if you're doing these jobs quite frequently, honestly, it's worth to invest the money and buy this kit. It will make your job so much easier.
Do you know how easy this is for me?
So the way I use these tools, first things first, obviously, is to fill the box with the mud as you see in the video. Then you start from one corner and you work towards the other one. You put in the box and you apply even pressure and you let the box do the work. The flat box will apply an even coat of mud on the seam, so you hardly have to do anything from here. However, sometimes you do have to do touch-ups, as you can see me doing it in the video. Just make sure you don't squeeze out all the mud that the box put out, because it does put out an even amount on the seam as it's supposed to. When you're doing butt joints with the box, it's a little bit different. So this time you run the box on one side of the seam and then another layer on the other side. And what it does is it spreads the seam a lot wider. That way you don't have a big hump in the middle. Here in the video, you see me stopping the boxer before I get to the horizontal seam, and this is actually on purpose. It's no mistake. The reason for is I don't want to make lines on the horizontal seam, so I just wait for the mud to dry up a little bit, and then I come back with a hand trowel and I fill in that low spot, and that way my seam looks beautiful. Next, I fill all the bullnose corners on the sides. You'll see you have a big transition going from drywall to the bullnose corner. So you just fill that with the mud. First you start with the 6-incher or the 8-inch trowel and you just fill it in, because you are going to have to do multiple coats. And just like that, it's the final coat.
It's the final countdown.
For the third coat, I'm not going to go into detail as I did before. It's basically the same thing we've been doing for the second coat. So we're going to hit our inside corners one more time with mud. We're going to do all the seams, all the butt joints one more time, but now we're going to be using a 14-inch boxer, and we're also going to do our exterior corners one more time just for everything to look good before sanding. Yay, it's my favorite step of mudding, and it's sanding.
That's right! I am incapable of lying!
Excuse me for my sarcasm, I absolutely hate sanding. But somebody's got to do it, so I'm doing it. For all the walls and the ceilings, I'm sanding with a 10-inch round sander using 120 sandpaper grit. And for all my interior corners and all the spaces where the 10-inch sander cannot get into, I'm using a regular 4-inch sponge sander.
Hi, I'm SpongeBob.
So I can get into all the interior corners, boneless corners, and areas where the regular round sander cannot get into. Alright guys, this cabinet is beating me up. So now it's time for texture. I'm dusting off all the walls and getting ready to spray the texture. So this is what our walls and ceilings look like after sanding. Everything is prepped and ready for texture, and I couldn't be happier with the results. So for texture, we're just using a regular hopper gun that you can buy at your local Lowe's or Home Depot. They're not very expensive. Customer did want us to use a little bit heavier texture, so we are doing heavy orange peel texture. Finally, we're on our last stage and we're going to be painting here soon, but this is what the orange peel came out like in this cabin, and honestly, it turned out really good.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
And just like that, we're on painting stage.
You know they got painting companies around here.
I know they charge $600-700 to do the job. I know that.
And of course, to save money like the rest of this build, we are going to paint ourselves. We're going to use a regular spray gun, and we're going to back roll with an 18-inch roller to make the paint look really good. And here's the final product of the mudding, texturing, and painting the Midnight Copper cabin. And as always, thanks guys for watching. Make sure you like the video and do subscribe to the channel. That way you can see more videos like this and better. We are having some really cool projects coming up here soon. By the way, if you do subscribe, you will get a notification here soon. I am releasing a full tutorial video on my mudding tools, and I'll explain how they work and all of that, so you don't want to miss that video. Thanks guys for watching. See you soon.